Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Michelle Font, Social Media Coordinator for Make-A-Wish Alaska and Washington. And joining me for another quarterly communique is our chapter's president and CEO, Melissa. Melissa, thank you so much for joining in.
Wonderful to be here, Michelle.
I cannot believe it's already almost the end of 2021 and 2 years since our way of working together has totally changed. But there is one thing that's been constant. We have continued to grant wishes through it all. And it's such a good feeling to know that we never stopped granting wishes, right?
That is so true. I have to tell you that one of the biggest joys that I have had during this pandemic time is when I came into the office. For those of you who have been to our office, as you walk down the hallway, you look through the doors, and there's a large blue counter, and it counts all of the wishes that we're granting. And there was some little elf that came in, and even through the pandemic was updating that number, and I'd watch it go from, 6,600 to 6,800, and I think that we're right around 7,660 total wishes have been granted by our chapter since its inception. And it's just as a beautiful way, I think, for all of us on staff to really acknowledge that, every wish every day. And what excites me is kind of where are we going to go in the future? Where are these wishes going to go? How big are these numbers going to climb? And particularly post-pandemic, how quickly are we going to get there to ensure that we can reach our ultimate vision of a wish for every eligible child?
Yeah, and that's a vision that I'm very familiar with. Since I started working at Make-A-Wish, it's been top of mind. It's one of the first, I guess, lines that I learned is that our vision is to grant the wish of every eligible child. And the longer I've worked for the chapter, the more I've realized how much our pipeline just continues to grow. While we grant more wishes, there are more kids becoming eligible to receive wishes. So, Melissa, what is it going to take for us to get closer to that goal, and what's our general focus as we move forward?
Sure. Well, I think if you meet the vision of any organization, that means that your organization has no purpose. And so I hope that one day we can truly be in a world where children aren't faced with the illnesses that they are today. But until that time comes, we're absolutely committed to sticking to reaching that goal. And for us, we want to make sure that we do it with care and respect, and have the sufficient resources. So really, your question was, what do we need to get there? And I think we've been struggling with that too. We see population growing in the Puget Sound region, which means more kids are eligible for wishes. And how are we going to get there? And how are we going to be there for every child? Because we can't just keep growing in the way that we are. We have to come up with some efficiencies. And so one of the things that we have done this year is we got an incredible grant from Slalom, a local consulting firm here in the Seattle area, their Seattle office, through their Partners for Good program. And they have helped us do a deep dive and analysis of kind of how we're serving families, how we're working with volunteers, how our staff are working together, and where are those pain points, and how can we relieve those pain points and create more efficiency, so with the same staff and similar resources, we can actually serve more families. We have been so fortunate that Slalom has been leading us through this process. I think we would have got here on our own, but it would have taken a lot longer. So it's nice to have an amazing guide in Slalom Consultants. And we have really been reaching out initially to all of our constituents, because I think learning from them and understanding what barriers, if any, have been created is the first kind of moment for us to solution around how can we be more efficient, how can we be faster, and how can we deliver more wishes. And so we've already talked to a ton of volunteers and wish families. We've sent out surveys, but we're going to be doing more and more of this. So we hope that if you receive a survey via email or a phone call and a request to speak to us, that you might consider completing that survey or taking that phone call, because your opinion and your experience is so important to our ability to grow and learn and do better.
Oh, and beyond this great work that we're doing, there's so much more I know that's needed to stay on track with granting wishes. Probably one of the most important elements of granting wishes is having those wish granting volunteers to fulfill
Mhm.
the wishes. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Well, it's why I wore this pin today, because wishes truly need stars like you. And this pin is a reminder to me every day of the impact that our volunteers make on the ability to serve the children in our territory. And the pandemic, has made a lot of people rethink kind of what they want to do with their lives. We hear about the great resignation. Families have moved out of area because they can work remotely. And all of those things have positively, and in some cases negatively, because we've lost some incredible volunteers to life change our pipeline. But we, in order to meet the need, which we currently have over 612 kiddos waiting for a wish, we are really going out of our way to get the word out that we would love to have you join us as a volunteer. And if you're listening today and you're already a volunteer, we want to thank you and challenge you maybe to share your volunteer experience with a friend who you think would make a good partner. But if you're interested in volunteering, Michelle, I know you have the right contact information. And I don't know if you're going to drop that in the chat.
I will. I'll leave that in the comments. And if you are interested and are really quick to absorb information, you can contact Shelby at ssLaughter@akwa.wish.org. And, everyone's giving style is different. So for some, volunteering is great because they like to give time. For others, it's money. And with the holiday season upon us, there are always many, many ways to get involved and to help out. So can you share some of the ways that folks can help during the holidays?
Sure. As we kind of come into the end of the year, there's a lot of fun, family friendly activities and ways that you can engage. One is our long standing, many of you have heard us talk about this before, relationship with Macy's. And through Macy's, both online and in the stores, you can write a letter to Santa. And for every letter that is delivered, we receive $1 from the Macy's Foundation to support our work. So that's always a great way. And you can write as many letters as you want. And now that it's online, you can think of every single item you've ever dreamed of and send a little note to Santa, and we would get $1 from that action. So that's one great way. There's also some really cool external activities. Organizations are planning some activities around the holidays that we're the beneficiary from. And one of them is a festive light show down in the Federal Way area. And that the benefits of, or excuse me, the proceeds from that event will come to Make-A-Wish among a few other charities. And so it's a fun way to get your family out for the holidays, driving through some incredible light shows. And your entry fee a portion of that will come back to Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's going to be really great. And I know we just gave a lot of information, so I'll be sure to also include that in the comments below. Moreover, be sure to follow us on social media channels because we have so many campaigns going on, and I'm always posting about them. Again, if you're not able to give time or money, we also appreciate all your likes, loves, and shares on our social media posts. So I personally appreciate whichever way you're willing to help and support our chapter. So Melissa, thank you again for joining me for this final quarterly communique of 2021.
Well, it has been a wild ride the last 2 years. And I personally want to let all of our viewers and those on social media know that this is Michelle and I's final quarterly communique, because Michelle is going to be leaving Make-A-Wish after many years, coming in as a wish granter, a bilingual wish granter for us, moving over to the marketing and communications team, doing an incredible job with our social media, with video production, letting us come into your homes during the pandemic by creating this forum, and so many other things that you've done for us, Michelle. It has been just a blessing to us. We're so happy to have you. We're so excited for your future and what you're going to do next. So thank you.
It's I'm choked up a little bit. I wish I could say so much more, but Make-A-Wish will always live in my heart, and I will continue to be an advocate for what our mission stands for. I'm so
Well,
thankful to have had the opportunity, and I just love Make-A-Wish. So I know that I'm only just leaving this job, but I'm not leaving the mission or stopping helping granting wishes. So thank you guys all for your support. Continue to like, love, and share all of our social media posts, whether it's me or somebody else, which we're also still in the process of hiring. It's going to be a communications specialist. So if you have any experience with email marketing, and or social media. I prefer to have email marketing. It's a new position. We have information on our website, also on our social media posts. There's a page dedicated on our website to jobs and internships. We're always posting new things on there as well. Again, thank you, Melissa. Cheers to 2022, to everyone's future, and to our vision of granting a wish to every eligible child.
Yes, thank you all. And thank you very much, Michelle, to you personally. You're definitely our star, and we know you won't go very far, but we're excited to see your future, and we're excited to continue to grow our work as we've talked about. And so I hope that all of you watching have an awesome year end, and we look forward to, or I look forward to seeing you again online in 2022. So have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.